Here's your wrestling news for March 7th, 2021. And your headlines for today include: Kurt Angle posts huge tease before AEW Revolution. Shocking ending for Fastlane revealed, an unexpected ending and an unexpected Wrestlemania main event. Nigeria's presidential aide Bashir Ahmad reacts to Apollo Crews. Triple H and Daniel Bryan had major confrontation backstage. Why Christian's WWE contract talks fell through. What's next for the former World Heavyweight Champion? WWE planned to burn American flag on pay-per-view. Another apparent tease for AEW Revolution surprise signing. We're starting today with tonight's AEW Revolution pay-per-view, and there's been plenty of speculation as to who the biggest scoop ever that'll sign a multi-year contract with the company will be. One name discussed is Kurt Angle, and now the Olympian has at least teased that he'll be joining the company in a matter of hours. On social media, the Olympian shared a short video of himself donning his wrestling boots, singlet, and gold medal, all to an eerie rendition of America the Beautiful. The ending of the video included text reading "to be continued," and that may be as soon as tonight's Revolution pay-per-view. The possibility of Angle joining AEW does make sense, as Conrad Thompson was on Dynamite recently and has a new podcast with the former world champion. That said, we're not sure signing Angle would be the quote biggest scoop ever Tony Khan has promised, as though Kurt was once the unquestionable best, his last run in WWE left a lot to be desired. Whatever the case, it seems that Angle is ready to get back in the ring in some capacity, and whether that's tonight remains to be seen. Angle was released from WWE last year, but that was only after the company tried to find a way to keep him around. On his podcast this week, Angle spoke about the various roles he was offered, including being an NXT coach, the manager of Riddle, and a Legends contract, but turned them all down for his new company, Physically Fit Nutrition. Given WWE's third-party ruling, we doubt Angle would have been allowed to keep his company if he'd stayed with Vince McMahon, a rule that doesn't exist in AEW should he choose to sign with the company tonight. The final pay-per-view before Wrestlemania, Fastlane, isn't usually an important event in WWE's calendar and typically doesn't see many major moments, swerves, or title changes. That could change this year, as rumors are circulating that Daniel Bryan will shockingly win the Universal title from Roman Reigns at the event. On last Friday's SmackDown, Bryan earned a shot against Reigns by defeating Jey Uso in a steel cage match, and apparently the shocking plan right now is for Edge to appear and cost the Tribal Chief the title he's held since August. The reason behind this title change is because Vince McMahon reportedly wants the Universal title match at WrestleMania to be a triple threat between Edge, Roman Reigns, and new Universal Champion Daniel Bryan. Having Bryan in the match would definitely improve the in-ring quality of the bout and would decrease the chances of Edge suffering an injury, which McMahon fears is possible if Edge faced Reigns one-on-one. Throwing Bryan in the mix also means that WWE can have Edge or Reigns win the title at WrestleMania without having to pin the other, keeping one of the losing stars strong as Bryan would take the fall. One person who could make an impression at Fastlane is Apollo Crews, and since turning heel a few weeks ago, Crews has embraced his Nigerian heritage, and the SmackDown superstar already has some friends in high places. On this week's edition of the Blue Brand, Crews emphasized his African accent and appeared with a spear and 2 guards, as well as being dressed in the colors of his homeland. This caught the attention of Bashir Ahmad, the personal assistant to the Nigerian president Muhammadu Buhari, who gave his endorsement to Crews, calling him a Naija boy, alongside a fist and the flag of Nigeria. Crews has certainly been impressive since turning heel and attacking Intercontinental Champion Big E, and with Nigeria having a population of 206 million people, it'll be interesting to see how WWE handles him from here on. WrestleMania news next, and though the show is 34 days away, plans for the show are very much up in the air. That's according to the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, who are reporting that the card was pretty much finalized behind the scenes this week, but now Vince McMahon has decided the show needs to be bigger. The Observer explained that McMahon plans to blow up original ideas for the pay-per-view, and major changes are expected to be made next week. This probably explains why WWE has just 2 matches confirmed for the show, which are Edge vs. Roman Reigns and Sasha Banks vs. Bianca Belair. With this week's show being a two-night event, WWE will have a lot of time to fill, but if Vince McMahon keeps changing plans, we may not have any more matches confirmed for a very long time. In 2015, a match between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton was reportedly cancelled, and though Bryan didn't get a showdown with the Viper, he did get one with Triple H backstage. That's according to Mike Chioda, who spoke to WrestleZone this week and said that the game cancelled the contest mid-match because Bryan sustained an injury. Chioda explained, "The confrontation, I remember, he got in with Triple H at the gorilla position. Daniel Bryan got hurt and they made me call the match. I kept asking Daniel, I said, 'Daniel, are you okay, brother? You okay?' 'I'm good, Chioda, I can finish. I said, 'Are you sure?' I say, 'He's alright,' but they canceled the match when it came from up in Gorilla, and I remember he stormed out so hot." Chioda added that Bryan was meant to win the match and that he wasn't happy at all about things being cancelled midway. There was nothing he could really do, as the damage to the match had already been done, as WWE was being super careful about his health. Perhaps this was for the best, as it wouldn't be long after that Bryan would have to retire in early 2016 for 2 years, before his miraculous return in 2018. And we shudder to think what could have happened if the injured Bryan had been allowed to continue competing in 2015. Now, earlier this week, it was reported by Wrestling Inc. that Christian had signed a new deal with WWE, meaning he couldn't be AEW's mystery man for tonight's Revolution show, but that's not what happened. In an update, Raj Giri of Wrestling Inc. revealed that Christian had actually signed a deal with Fox, not WWE, and apologized for the mistake. Giri went on to say that talks between Christian and WWE fell through, and it's possible that his deal with Fox is over as well, meaning he's a free agent. That also means that him joining AEW tonight is a possibility, and after reports that he'd be competing part-time in WWE, we'll have to see what the future holds for Captain Charisma. It's no secret that WWE and patriotism go hand in hand, and there's been plenty of pro-America superstars over the years, and just as many anti-American characters. One shocking act that fans may remember is a 1991 angle on NBC's The Main Event, where Sergeant Slaughter threatened to burn the American flag, but instead burned a Hulk Hogan t-shirt. Speaking on his Something to Wrestle With podcast, Bruce Pritchard denied the rumors that WWE ever planned on burning Old Glory on NBC television, but there were plans to do it at the 1991 Royal Rumble. He explained, "It was Jesse Ventura who came to us with the idea. It had made the news of people burning the flag in protest. This is something that Slaughter could do to get heat. Obviously, better judgment prevailed and it was decided not the kind of heat we want, regardless of whether it's legal or not." Pritchard added that WWE's relationship with NBC didn't fall through because of the rumored flag burning, but said that their deal was never a long-term commitment, especially when Fox came along. Though flag burning is offensive to many, it's not illegal in the United States, and though it didn't happen, it's incredible to see the lengths WWE were willing to go to generate heat. Back to the present, and we recently covered how NXT superstars will be fined if they continue to use thigh slaps to generate noise, but this new rule isn't just for the Gold brand. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said for the main roster, there's a little sign outside of the gorilla position that reads, "Do not slap leg when kicking," as the entire roster has been warned. It's still unclear how much wrestlers will be fined, but Vince McMahon clearly saw one thigh slap too many, and he's made it clear he doesn't want to see it again. More AEW news next, as another legend has teased being the company's mystery signing. On social media, Bully Ray shared a promo from his ECW days where he drops the word Revolution, the name of tonight's show. Of course, Bully Ray didn't know that AEW Revolution would happen until decades after that promo was cut, but it's very interesting that he dug up the video and posted it mere hours before AEW Revolution. And we're ending today with Goldberg, who has filed a new trademark for Goldberg's Garage. Interestingly, this trademark was filed by attorney Michael E. Dawkins, who's worked closely with AEW in the past, though that doesn't mean the former Universal Champion is all elite. Goldberg is still believed to be under WWE contract, and we'll have to see what Goldberg's Garage is down the line. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.